it's ghetto. Shit.
Don't worry about it. You're good.
Yeah, so the ghetto setup.
Hmm.
Luckily, like I said, when this gets bigger, we can actually get like an actual studio.
Yeah, we the funny thing is we keep insulting people and they keep unsubbing.
So
Like it's sometimes it'll be something so simple. Like we say that, um uh, actually I think last time it was Yana's fault. She said that certain I'm not going to rehash the argument because I don't want to anger anybody else, but you said that a certain group of folks shouldn't be doing something. I want to keep it vague like that. And people lost their minds. We lost 5 or 6 subs and on YouTube, and it was like common sense. And at the time, 5 or 6 subs was a lot. I mean, it
right,
still is, but
yeah.
it's like, what is wrong with you people?
Well,
But
the problem is, nowadays, people are.
ooh, Charles, um, watch, try to be reserved with your language because that could get me kicked off of Twitch.
Oh, okay, my bad. Well,
Yeah,
my bad. Sorry.
yeah, my fault.
Well, people nowadays are soft. There we go. That's
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
better.
that's good.
Now
Um,
you know me, so I'm sorry.
no, dude, let me tell you, keeping my mouth regulated is like one of the hardest things ever. Like, I don't really curse much anyways, but sometimes I think it's necessary to make a
Yeah, for
point,
sure,
and I
for
can't
sure.
do it. Can't do it. All right, so real quick,
Hmm.
Booze and BJJ podcast, Sunday night edition.
Yeah.
Part 1 of 2, because we're also streaming tomorrow with our friend Yana. And
Mm.
Charles, you're actually more than welcome to join us tomorrow as well.
All right.
Now, Charles Edmonds is somebody I've known for 6, almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
When I started jiu-jitsu, he was one of the few people that would actually regularly partner with me when I was at my worst. So when I started jiu-jitsu, I was at worst shape ever. Asthma, 240, 245 pounds, couldn't move, could barely
Mm.
make it through the warm-up. But Charles was, had no problems partnering with me and became a really good friend of mine. So, Charles, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you know, like I said, my name is Charles Edmonds. Currently 25 years old. Um, Currently also in the U.S. Army. I just got back from Korea like 3 days ago. Um, I love Muay Thai. I do Jiu-Jitsu from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's see, favorite fighters. I would say, besides the legal issues, John Jones is one of my favorite fighters. Um, right now, Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. I think he just won the one flyweight championship recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much smoked Moraes, but they one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, pretty much. But the UFC, like doesn't they don't talk about him at all, which is crazy. Like ever since they traded him to one. Um,
I can understand that though.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean, I get it, but I mean at the same time, it's like I mean when you doing what he's doing, I mean, yeah, it's like come on, man, you gotta give the man some credit.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, what else that's interesting about me? Uh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I love fitness, martial arts, and women. That's about it. So yeah.
I mean, those are the most important things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Right.
I would say food.
Oh yeah, I do love food. That's
Yeah.
probably one. Yeah. I will never fight at 155 again. One of them is being that. And like right now, I'm probably a little over 200 pounds. So
Dude, what?
yeah, I am. Like if you saw me, people say when I came back I got a little bit taller. Um, Yeah, but while I was in Korea, the whole time, like I was working out and then lifting. So the whole time I sat around like around 200 pounds.
Actually, you do look a little thicker.
Oh yeah, that's all the weightlifting.
Yeah. So when Charles and I met, I was 90 pounds heavier than him. Now I'm 10 pounds heavier than him. Yeah. That's what's up, Charles. You know,
Thanks.
people are gonna be like just scared of you with at that size just walking around. And let me tell you, as a 200-pound man, like
Mm.
people do get out of my way. Like I was at Giant earlier and I was just walking down the aisle and like there were some people at the in the middle other end and they parted like the Red Sea. And I was like, that's what's up. Also, why are y'all scared of me?
Right.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
Me? Like I'm running around Giant dancing and singing. Like what like being goofy, having a good time, trying to make people uncomfortable, but not that uncomfortable. It's like I saw fear in one lady's eyes. Like, what are you scared of? Like,
No,
stop it.
that happened to me a lot while I was in Korea, especially like since I'm like 6 foot, like 6 foot, 6'1", and then like I'm fucking like pretty much giant compared to like most of the people there.
Yeah.
And then what was worse is like they would stare at me like alone, obviously, but when I was with a Korean girl,
Mhm.
they would stare even more. I'm saying out of both curiosity and jealousy, but
No,
it is.
you know, I understand that. Uh,
Yeah,
it's I think if you were in a different country, it wouldn't be so noticeable.
right.
When my granddad and my grandmother in the 50s in Alsace, like a countryside between France and Germany,
Hmm.
like nobody batted a damn eyelash, he said. Like the only person who had a problem with it was my grandmother's younger sister. He was
Hmm.
like he was like, I felt so comfortable. He told me he almost didn't come back to the US. He was like, this was the most comfortable a large black man has ever felt. And like people loved him. In fact, when I was little, we went to a bakery in the town that he met my grandmother, and it's like a town of 500 people, not too big. Everybody
Hmm.
knows everybody. I saw
Right.
pictures of my grandparents from like the 50s and 60s on a wall in this bakery, and they had a picture of me and my siblings and my parents. And
Mm.
when we walked in, everybody knew who we were, and we were like weirded out. Like, how do y'all know who we are? Like, I I get it. There's not a lot of brown folks here, but damn, how did you hit it on the nose? And then we all looked at the pictures and we're like, oh, got it. Like, one of our relatives was giving them pictures of us. Like, it was like a local cultural thing where everybody shares pictures of their family. So
Mm.
everybody knew exactly who we were when we arrived. We had never been there before. It was actually weird and kind of cool at the same time. So,
Nah, Korea was amazing. I ain't gonna lie, because I was out there for 2 years, and yeah, it was kind of like hard to come back. You know,
yeah,
both like it was a good thing that I came back, but it was also bad because like I met so many amazing people, both like in the army and outside the base.
right, right.
But yeah, I had to kind of come back because I during the last 6 months I was dealing with a lot of stress, and then I was going through a relationship situation. So, because
I
I
got you.
mean, yeah, because you already know. I think you seen uh when I had my ex fiance because I almost got married out there.
Right. I remember seeing her, and then you don't have to go into it. I know that
Oh no, no, I'm
y'all
not. I'm not.
split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no, yeah, I'm not going into. I'm just saying that was one of the situations I had to deal with. But her and I are fine now. I pretty much I can talk to her regularly, But I don't hate her. Like honestly, like when I like meeting her was like, I ain't gonna lie, like every chick I met before her, I just wanted to smash. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
But when I met her, that was the first time like I experienced like true love in a sense. Like that's literally the first girl I ever like fell in love with. I
Oh.
ain't even yeah, I'm not even going front. Like everybody else before that, I
Hmm.
just want I just wanted to smash. But
Yeah.
yeah, but like, being with her, taught me a lot. And even like it taught me a lot, whether, like her and I meet up in the future or whether, I get with another woman, like it taught me how to deal with women because I learned a lot about myself too. So
Hmm.
like I said, I don't have any like hate towards her or anybody. So,
That's
you know.
good. Yeah. I think I told you a long time ago, like hating people is useless.
Yeah,
Like
it's stupid. It's stupid.
even if it's somebody who's done the worst thing possible to you, hating that person back doesn't do anything, you
No,
know.
it doesn't like it really doesn't. You know,
Hmm.
even if you like, even like I said, like you just said, like even they did something like hurtful and mean to you, like you hating them is not going to change the situation.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's not going to change the situation. Like I said, because after pretty much like after we like pretty much split in the beginning, like it made it hurt, but I couldn't like I'm not one of those people. Again, I'm trying to watch my language. But but I'm not one of those guys who's going to be blowing up her phone like calling her B and all this stupid crap. So I don't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I said, I just pretty much kept it cordial and focused on me most of the time. And like I said, we pretty much her and I came to a somewhat of an understanding before I left. So like I said, I'm on good terms with her. So I don't have any hate or dislike towards her. Like I said,
Good.
and how much and plus how much I gave my heart and my love to her. Trust me, I really can't hate her. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And the one thing is, one thing a lot of people miss, like when it comes to relationships, if
Mhm.
you do get involved with somebody and they do something like really terrible,
Mhm.
if if you can't get back to a comfortable place where you can communicate without like wanting to kill each other,
Yeah.
just break it off. I
Yeah.
found, yeah, like just stop
Yeah.
talking to them. I found that to be um pretty effective, lo- less stress on you, no BS to deal with, no more crazy text message threads, phone calls, accusations, and none of that crap. It's just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going over there. See you later.
Right. Right.
Just move on, And it's good that you can do that because not a lot of people can.
Oh no, it takes like a certain level of maturity, honestly, to do it. Like, because I know, like after people like go through bad breakups in relationships, they feel wronged. You know what I'm saying? They feel like all this time and all this investment I put into you was like a waste.
Yeah.
And they feel hurt by it. But like with me, I was like, obviously it was a L. I mean, it was a hard one. Like it hurt, but I had to learn. I had to learn from it. I couldn't just say, she was the reason we broke or anything like that. And like I said, we didn't like broke up because of anything that like terrible happened. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It just I think as like I said, especially like after I broke up with her,
Hmm.
um, I kind of realized that both of us like weren't like at that point where we were ready for marriage yet, you know.
Hmm.
And cause like I said, I got stuff I need to work on myself, but she has a lot of demons and issues that she need to work out on her own. So
Right.
like I didn't want, and plus like I didn't want that situation like coming like obviously because if we got married, we would have had to deal with it. You
Yeah.
know, any bad blood or any demons or any issues he her or I had, we would have to deal with it, but we would have been stuck in it. You know what I'm saying? There would be no escape.
Yeah.
You know? So, but that probably possibly could have made the situation worse. So you never know. But like I said, I told her before. I told her before I left. I was like, you need to work on yourself. While you're in Korea, and like I need to work on myself in the States. Like I said, I'm not me personally. I told her straight up. Me personally, I'm not getting married anytime soon. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Between dealing with her and dealing with the other multiple women I was, uh, having relations with, you know, yeah. So, hey, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to watch the language. Hey, between her and dealing with other women, it's like I kind of learned. Yeah, and I'm a choose wisely who gets that ring. All right. Like I said, we can have fun. Trust me, we can do that. But when it comes to that ring, that is a select. I'm being
Yeah,
very selective on that.
you gotta be very careful with that though. Dealing with multiple ladies like that can come back to bite you.
Oh, no, like no, I'm honest about it. I told these women straight up, I'm like that whole relationship, that fairy tale relationship type, interaction that they want. I've already had it. You know what I'm saying? I've had the relationship intimacy. I've had
Right.
the casual type intimacy, and I've had the hookup intimacy. I've had all three, and I can tell the difference between each of them. So I'm like, I'm honest with you. I'm honest with them straight. I go to them. I'll be like, I meet them. I was like, have a few conversations. They ask what I want. I'll be like, well, I want something casual.
Hmm.
You know, like I said, you will be treated well while you are in my presence. I will treat you with respect. I will treat you well. I'll make sure you are taken care of.
Hmm.
But this is a casual thing. I'm not. This is not a serious relationship. Now, if you don't want to do this, I'd be like, fine. I'm not a weirdo. I ain't uh I'm not a rapist. Okay, I'm not any.
You know what? Just for you saying that, I know what YouTube shows that you listen to.
Yeah, exactly. You already know. You already know.
Oh
You
God.
already know.
I'm
So
like 20 years older than you, and we both get into the same things, like interest wise.
right,
You're,
yeah,
you're way more of a ladies' man than I ever was. So apparently, Charles.
yeah. Oh no, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Like people who watching this podcast who know me, like most of the people who watch this probably know both of us. Let's just say I've changed because a lot of people who probably watching this who watch your channel who
Hmm.
know me haven't seen me in like 3 years.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've been
Yeah,
overseas. Like people haven't seen you in a very long time.
very long time. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is like the reintroduction almost. But a lot of people, y'all start seeing me because I'm on vacation for like a month and a half right now, and then I get stationed in North Carolina, so I'll be close to home, so I can come back and forth.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And you can join me on this thing more often.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah, I've
for
been
sure.
trying to get Charles on here for months now, actually.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah, but
yeah,
the
just the time difference.
time difference between here and Korea has just been crazy. So,
Yeah.
so tell me, Charles, have you been training at all in Korea while you were there?
So actually, no, because it's very hard to
Hmm.
get like a steady like training schedule. They do have like gyms outside of base in terms of like jujitsu and Muay Thai and all that.
Hmm.
But between the work schedule and actually trying to like do extra stuff like outside, like for example, I would have to like go to work, right?
Hmm.
Be like from like 6:30 wake up for obviously PT physical training in the morning. That's almost every day. And then uh eat breakfast and then go work at like 9:30 and then work all the way to like 16:30, which is 4:30 p.m. and or 17, which is 5 p.m. And then after that, what I'm saying, I would have to take a rest and then I'll go to the gym, which I would lift weights or run or jump rope or anything like that. And then like cuz right now I'm trying to make sergeant. So I would still have to do like corresponding courses or do any certificates they need me to do,
Right.
like on my computer. It's still like extra work outside of work, you know.
Hmm.
And it kind of gets busy. Well, it kind of gets busy sometimes, and then when it's not busy, I ain't gonna lie, I'm just dog tired. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it became like I worked more on the weightlifting and the running than like actually like training. You know. and
Yeah.
also and also traveling. I did a lot of traveling. While I was in Korea, not around Asia, because unfortunately, when I went, it was the
Hmm.
height of COVID,
Right.
so they pretty much shut down the borders. But because like me and my ex fiance, we pretty much traveled all around Korea. You know what I'm saying? So I pretty much been most places except the DMZ, which is the border,
Hmm.
and another spot called Jeju Island. I'd never been to Jeju Island. I was supposed to go
Mm,
uh, with my ex fiance actually, but shortly after that, that's when we actually like broke up, and it was my birthday weekend. They moved the 4 day, which we were supposed to go. They moved the 4 day to another weekend, so I had to come back to work early. So
gotcha.
yeah, that kind of was a bummer. I ain't gonna lie. I still think about that shit.
So what was the significance of that island you mentioned? Like what's so what's
So
so
Jeju Island is like a tour. It's like a beautiful tourist island.
okay.
Yeah, with a like it has a beautiful beach and all that stuff. I heard it's like I said. I heard it's very nice. A lot of the soldiers have gone there.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, but it's like really really nice. So,
I think there's a like a private beach or area like that in Hawaii near one of the military bases. So
okay.
yeah. I have an idea of what you're talking about. But, man, that sucks. You haven't been able to train Muay Thai or anything for 2 years. So
Well, 9 months because technically I came back during Thanksgiving last year. So I was trying I was when I came back last year when I brought her to the States,
right.
I got opportunity to actually train. But in terms of like training consistently, yeah, it hasn't been like consistent for like 2 years ever
Ah,
since.
good. I still will have a chance against you on Friday.
Yeah, sure.
No, I started I got some shin pads and some gloves, so I started doing some striking.
hmm
Um I've been improvising some Ishin Ryu karate that I did like 20 years ago and trying to keep up with some Muay Thai practitioners that at our gym. And they're beginners, it's okay. But let me tell you, after about 30 seconds, I realized why Muay Thai is such a better striking art than whatever form of karate that I did.
hmm
And it's it's not even close. Like the power that a Muay Thai kick can generate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was holding a kicking pad for one of our newer guys. Yeah, I
hmm
mean, he was like 3 months in, 4 months in at this point, and he kicked the damn pad so hard that my
hmm
arm hurt
hmm
like for a split second. And I was like, "Oh crap!" But when we would do sparring, like just light sparring, I was so used to blocking kicks with like a low block with my arm
Yeah.
that after doing that one time with shin guards on, the other guy who was kicking me and like my boxing gloves,
hmm
yeah, that was a bad idea. Like just trying to block a full bore like kick with your hand is not smart.
Nah.
Not smart at all. Like if I were in a fight, I probably would have had a broken bone. Like either I would have broke something in my forearm, my wrist, or my hand, and then I couldn't grapple because one of my hands is messed up.
Yeah.
So
I think like one of the well, it's not recent. It happened. I think last year. It was I think Robert Whitaker versus Jared Cannonier. Yeah, like, I think one of the first kicks Robert threw like broke Cannonier's arm.
right,
So,
like
yeah,
was it like right here, like in this area? Do you recall?
yeah, I believe so. Like I think it was like right on the forearm. It was
Yeah,
like early. It was like early on in the fight.
yeah. I
Uh,
guarantee you that guy probably did taekwondo or karate of some sort and just kind of reverted for a second
oh
because
yeah.
watching Frankie teach Muay Thai, he doesn't teach you at all to block a kick with your arm. And
Ah,
the only arts that I've seen that in is taekwondo and karate, maybe even kung fu. But
mm.
against the Muay Thai kick, nope, nope, no sir, not doing it.
Nah, the kicks from Muay Thai are brutal. Like people be watching them videos where they be breaking breaking trees and breaking bats like that. No, that's real.
Yeah, yeah,
That's definitely real.
yeah. And I got man, I got some crappy shin guards,
Mhm.
and I was just playing around with my cousin who trains with us, and I threw a low kick at his, trying to get right above his knee,
Mhm.
and he blocked it with his knee and he blocked my shin like he was supposed to, except the pads were so crappy that I still have a bruise on my shin from that
Mm,
day like 2 weeks ago.
mm.
So yeah, yeah, it's a learning curve, let me tell you. When you were down here in Thanksgiving, did you do any jujitsu at all?
I did a little bit
A little
while
bit?
yeah, while I was at a Bow's gym. Not a lot. Um, yeah, I really didn't like train consistently. I
Right.
tried to get it when I could because, like I said, I had my ex fiance here, and we was like going to like different tourist sites in DC because it was her first time in the States. So, like I said, I was pretty much like preoccupied. But yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, I hope I can train jujitsu again.
Well, if you come Friday, we'll be doing a little bit of both.
All right, yeah, because I don't know, like I'm not flexible at all now. I'm
Ah,
not.
don't worry about it.
I'm not flexible at all. Like my flexibility is gone. That's it.
Yes, it's all good, dude. Yeah, I just want to see how you move as a 200 pounder.
Yeah, I was moving. Yeah, I was moving around on Saturday. I was like the girl that was like partnering with me. Like we
Mm,
was doing like a footwork drill. And so I was like, I'm so much. I was like in my head, I was like, I'm so much slower than when when I was training consistently. She was like, no, you're actually pretty fast. I'm like, I don't know. like like compared to what I'm used to when I was training like 4 or 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was much faster back then, and obviously I was lighter. So,
yeah.
but
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it would make sense for you to still be somewhat fast. I mean, when I lost, 40 pounds, I regained a bunch of my speed I had when I was a dancer. So, like, I got light on my feet again. It's crazy. Um, yeah, man, that'd be fun to roll with you again. Rolling with you at a higher weight class is going to be interesting, though.
No, it is. It
Yeah,
is. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I
man.
want.
A
I
lot of.
know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go. I wasn't about to say anything.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say a lot has changed down here since you've been gone. So
But yeah, I mean, I've heard and I've seen.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot.
I've
So
seen. Yeah, I've seen the different people like coming and going in all the gyms. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I've been. What's that? What's that? Man, Fast and Furious with the God's Eye. That's what they call it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've pretty much been watching.
Mhm.
Especially, I haven't been saying anything, but I've been watching.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. Just step back and observe things
I
for
mean,
a
well,
while.
it was. That's one of the reasons why I joined the army
Mhm.
uh because I mean at the time like I mean you obviously know like I was trying to make fighting a career.
Right.
I was pursuing that, but it got to the point where it was like fighting was killing me,
Mhm.
more than it was actually like progressing or helping me,
Right.
Cause I told like a few people this. Funny when I actually went to basic, like I only had $100 in my account.
Oh
Yeah, like that's exactly how much I was struggling then. Obviously, you remember from my last fight, right?
yeah.
A lot was going on. I mean, you know the chaos that was going on. We'll put it like that.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
yeah. Well, the chaos that was going on.
Yeah.
So, so
Just
you
real quick. I only have a couple of rules, but the two that I ask people to stick to is don't name people specifically and don't name Jim specifically if it's something negative.
right,
So
right. Yeah,
keep it
we
chill.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We don't want to. Nah. I agree with that. We don't want to. What's that called? It's like
Ruffle,
it's like nah.
ruffle,
I forgot the legal term for it.
slander.
Slander. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Slander.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to slander anybody's like name or reputation. We don't got time for that anyway.
No.
But for just for the sake of telling my story, is that the chaos that was going on during that time. Uh, like I said, I was going through, plus like I said, I was going through multiple weight cuts too during that time.
Hmm.
when I got to my new gym. Then during that my last fight, I actually like my body like almost shut down like in the first 15 seconds because I remember so I remember like in the first round like I came like I said I even got it on video like I came out hit him with a right kick, drop, gets back up, we started engaging,
Hmm.
and that's when we was clinching. So we clinching, do a few knees, then we break off, and then like that was about like 10 to 15 seconds. Oh yeah, and then I feel like something was like super off with my body. It was like super strange. And then like when at the end of the first round, like I felt weak. Like I felt super weak, you
Hmm.
know. And I was like, sure, because I was like, he ain't even like I mean, I didn't touch him that much, he didn't touch me that much. I'm like, what's going on? So like and during the second round it got worse. I was like I'm super slow, like super like body super done. My mind is there, but I just can't like function.
Right.
Then in the third round, it was just survival mode. And then pretty much like after that fight, like I said, I had headaches like all night. Like I had headaches all night. I could barely eat. Then when I got up the next morning, I went like I said, I had a massive headache, like a massive migraine, and I went to the bathroom, and then like my urine was brown.
That sounds like you were just really dehydrated.
Well, yeah, because I had a fight that was like 3 weeks before that fight, I had a
Mm.
fight that fell through.
Right.
And I still cut the weight. And then they offered me the next fight, and obviously the situation that was going on, I couldn't really turn it down.
Right.
So really I just took that fight, not even like for a win or loss. I just didn't want anybody slandering my name. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I really didn't want anybody talking shit, pretty much. So I took the fight regardless of whether I was going to win or lose. So
Right.
yeah, but during that, I was like, after that, like I said, woke up, piss was brown, and then like my stepmother, my father's wife, yeah, she gave me some aspirin to like calm me down or whatever.
Hmm.
And then like I said, I had to drink so much fluid that day, it was ridiculous. But from then on, I had to take a break. I had to take a break from and like really think about it. Like first of all, like I'm not really like progressing. I'm working a pizza delivery job,
Hmm.
trying to make this a career, and all this chaos is going on. Plus, I got no money, you know. So I was like, something got to change. And then that's when obviously, I said, well, our good friend, I can. This is a positive, okay, positive reinforcement. Can I say, all right? Well, our good friend Kelsey, obviously she's, a recruiter
Hmm.
in the Army. And like I said, she even offered to recruit me, even like when she first met me. Because even like I've known her for a long time too.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Well, I've known you and her the same amount of time. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even she offered once she started being a recruiter, she offered me multiple times to get into the Army. You
Hmm.
know, and then obviously, like I said, me being stubborn, I'm like, no, I want to do fighting. It's gonna, take off, whatever. And like I said, once that happened, that was like the trigger. I was like, yeah, I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because eventually, like I said, I'm like, because I know myself, especially like back then, I was like super emotional and
Hmm.
super like unstable. You know, even though I never showed anybody. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Two.
because I was going through a lot.
Yeah. No, I was there with you. I remember.
Because I was like, yeah, this shit needs to change. Because I was like, either because I'm probably going like I'm gonna get myself hurt or killed, or I'm gonna kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how my mindset was. So I was like, something got to change for the better.
Right.
So that's when I just like I said drove to where her recruiting office and bam, got into the Army.
So now that you brought that up, two things. One, I
Hmm.
think if you had a little bit more support, like
Hmm.
especially a little bit more monetary support, I think you could have gone a little further. You
Well, I
know.
mean, yeah, I could have, but that's the thing about fighting. You know,
Mhm.
it's that yeah, it's either you're like broke and barely getting by, or you're super rich. Like
Hmm.
What's the guy name? The young kid.
The blonde
Sage
one,
Sage Sage Northcutt.
Sage
You remember?
Northcutt. Yeah,
Yeah, Sage Northcutt. Like that's prime example, right? College educated, came from a rich family. You know, he was well monetized. That's why he got into the UFC so early, even though he wasn't ready.
right.
You know, but you got situations like that, or you got situations like me and a lot of other people where you don't have the support because let's be honest, man, like people will watch fighting, but they don't want you doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll watch it, but like they'll say, why you want to pursue it? They're not gonna help you unless they're gonna help and support you once you get to that level,
Right.
get to the high level UFC level. And even like most of the UFC fighters are broke too, you know.
Just
So
just like anything in life, no matter what it is, really, there's always going to be somebody who's going to sit there and tell you, they're going to give a negative influence. Why are you
yeah,
doing this? Why do you want to do this? What is the point of this? And you just got to ignore those people. If
yeah,
you want to do it, do it. If you, at some point you decide you don't want to do it, stop. If later on
right.
you decide you want to pick it up again, do that. But there's always going to be somebody that's going to tell you the negative end of it. You know, like the last blue belt competition I did, I hurt my spine, my
Mhm.
lumbar spine. Some psycho who hurt like a bunch of people in absolute before he got to our bracket. That should have been a red flag. Honestly, I probably should have withdrawn or
Mhm.
at least refused to fight him. Anyways, he got me into a botched bow and arrow. So instead of
Mhm.
being a choke, my spine just went. So my
Oh,
upper body went, backwards or whatever. My upper body went one way, my lower body went the other.
uh,
After that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna heal up and then I'm gonna go in again. And
mhm.
everybody was like, why? You got hurt. I was like, well, it's not that bad. I can still walk, not paralyzed. When it heals up, I'm gonna go back in.
Mhm.
And there's got the negative feedback. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I I'll do it as long as that guy doesn't sign up, like the guy who hurt my spine.
Right, right.
And then I got the opposite end of that. Oh, well, why not? Why don't you want to face him again from the same group of people? You
That
know,
was
it,
telling you, yeah, that was telling you you shouldn't be doing it at all.
yeah. And then they were like, well, why not go for it? Get a round two in or a rematch. But it's just interesting. I think there's a portion of the population, and who knows how large it is, that will automatically tell you the negative side of things
Hmm.
just because
Hmm.
you know and after that particular situation, I felt, okay, my little theory about things must be true, because it doesn't make sense for somebody to tell you, ask, question why you want to do something, and then question you from the other direction when you say that you're thinking about doing it, going up against the guy that hurt you again. Like, it's so weird.
Right.
But on the same coin, it's kind of silly to want to get a rematch with somebody that hurt you, especially your spine. But whatever.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing was, you brought up how people are becoming more sensitive.
Oh, for
And
sure. For
yeah,
sure.
um, we were at Grappling Industries on Saturday, and usually when I go to these local competitions, I observe one, maybe two people who get upset and start crying or getting a little emotional, right?
Hmm.
I saw like four or five younger folks, like maybe around a little bit younger than you, maybe like 2021,
Hmm.
and they lost. One guy got DQ'd and he threw a hit mini hissy fit. One guy got submitted and he started crying. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
like, calm down, go back, go at it again. You got more matches coming up.
Mm.
And Grappling Industries is round robin. So if you
Right.
lose, you
You
can
get to
still keep
go again.
going. Right. So I was just thinking about it and I was like, why is it that it seems like people are becoming more sensitive to things? Because um, one of our viewers asked me a question that I was going to respond to, but I haven't yet. And the
Mm.
question was like, how do you handle losing during practice, losing quote unquote during practice. I was
Hmm.
like, well, I don't see it as losing. If someone passes my guard, submits me, et cetera, gets me in bad positions over and over again, like it's just an opportunity to figure it out and then um, counter, basically. Well, doesn't that affect you emotionally? No, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I no, I agree. And but the problem is that unfortunately I learned this because I learned this from like dealing with like different martial artists and also like I learned it in myself. Like at the core of it, a lot of martial artists, both male and female, are emotionally broken people. You know, like no, like no normal person gets up every day and be like, I'm glad to get punched in the face, or I'm glad to go get my arm almost broken. You know what I'm saying? Like not most people who do martial arts don't do it because they actually like it. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it because they're trying to. Yeah, yeah, they do it. They do it because they're trying to like run away from something. Or they're trying to deal with something. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, especially when it comes to like being emotional, being
Mm-hmm.
angry. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely like trying to punch other people and trying to take down other people and suplex and break people's arms. That is a better way of getting it out than doing something stupid to yourself or getting into some type of drug dealing crimes or anything like that. But at the same time, because these people haven't dealt with their emotional issues,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, you get reactions like that because since they don't know how to handle you know, stuff like that, they especially when it comes to like sparring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to be the hammer, but nobody wants to be the nail, and
Right.
and a comfortable thing about martial arts is this is the hurt business. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna be hurting people or you're gonna get hurt. And you're going to get hurt at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something you're just gonna have to deal with. And that's the thing. I ain't gonna lie, I struggled with that during, my time, competing, especially like during like the first 2 years of me doing that. I struggled with that, like getting hurt because I wanted to like go, 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 but I didn't realize like sometimes you had to slow down and uh retract your steps because yeah, it feels good to be landing like 1-2s and body kicks on people freely, but what happens when run to that one dude he's so fast he put you on your ass with a right hook, a right straight and a hook and push you down on your ass, and now you just you confused, you don't know what to do. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Instead of you throw a hissy fit because you got knocked down, instead of be like, okay, why did I get hit by that? You know. So, but that, like I said, that becomes with both maturity, both in and outside the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, because if you
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, if you're not mature outside the gym, it's going to show. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of martial arts too. It reveals people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The mat and the ring don't lie. You know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying? You will
Yeah.
learn a lot about a person. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like over the last, I don't know. I guess I started judo in 93. So between 93 and 2002, I remember there being a couple people who trained with us who kind of went off the rails on the spiritual end of things, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they found like some spiritual significance in every little thing that we did during our judo class. And usually they came from like another martial art background, like kung
Mhm.
fu or aikido or whatever. But for those folks, there just seemed to be like this uh hyper focus on what they perceive to be a spiritual um reason for everything that is done. Like, they emphasized on bowing and saying like excessively and saying like Japanese phrases, for example. And it's like, I have no idea what you just said. Can I throw you now? You know, but
Yeah.
it's just it's weird. And now when you transition years later to, you know, martial arts nowadays, I'm
Mhm.
that seems to be less emphasized, like the traditionalness of it. You know,
Mhm.
bowing and saying sir, paying respect. I understand that part. That part I'm fine with. But like
Yeah.
the hyper spiritual portion of it that used to that used to be around, that I
Mhm.
don't really that always made me a little weirded out, you know.
Right.
I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm good. Like I can take my chi energy and just go and throw that guy and try to choke him. I'm fine. But let's
Yeah.
have a debate about it. No, I don't want to talk about this. I'd
No,
rather just go and train, you
right.
know. But yeah. So, you know, it's jujitsu and Muay Thai, I think, do and just going piggybacking off what you said, it does
Mhm.
expose people, you
It
know.
does.
I and you've been around for some of these folks, but I I don't know if you remember some of them, but I can't tell you how many people we knew who came in hardcore, you know, yeah, gung ho, and then they would get choked out by one of the ladies that we trained with, like Megan, Kelsey, Aaron, Yana, and then we never saw those guys again. And
Yeah.
it's like, fellas, it's like these ladies have been training longer than you have, and they're actually quite athletic. Like you
They
can't
are.
expect to come in the door and expect not to have them do some sort of technique on you. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I remember one time Megan, baseball hit a baseball bat choke on a dude,
Hmm.
and like you could see it on his face, and he was defeated.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time that he was with us, and it wasn't very long. It's maybe like a month or a month and a half. He's all
Hmm.
gung ho about, yeah, I want to train, I want to get better, I want to get a blue belt, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, I want to learn some judo so I can throw people during competition, yada yada yada. But
Hmm.
just that 1 second showed the flaw in their mental armor.
Right. Well, yeah, because I mean, well, he's definitely like one of those guys who, uh, can't definitely can't accept defeat.
No,
But also he's probably never like faced adversity either. You
right?
know,
Yeah.
like again, that comes from like outside the gym.
Hmm.
Like if you never like people who never took serious losses like in life outside the gym. Of course, when a damn like 110, 20 pound woman like Aaron or Megan chokes him out, and he's like this fucking not even muscle bound, but got a little stock to him. Once he gets choked out by them, he like, am I a loser?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, like, am
Let,
I a loser?
let me
Yeah.
ask you, Charles. This is something I asked a guy recently because he was asking if he didn't know if he had it in him to continue doing jujitsu. And I was like, let me ask you. I was like, just so I can get a sense of where you're at. Have you ever chopped wood?
Chop wood, yeah.
Have you ever chopped wood? Have you chopped wood, Charles?
Yes.
You have, right.
And
So
both with an axe and chainsaw.
yeah. So you know how involved it is, and especially with when you don't have a chainsaw, how uh tedious it is to chop wood, right?
Yeah.
So it's more of a it's kind of like a metaphorical question, right? And I was like, have asked this guy, have you chopped wood? He said no. I was like, what have you done that is along the same vein as chopping wood? What kind of major chore that you've done that would give you calluses on your hands? You know, just anything. He's like, well, I don't think I have. So I asked to see his hands. His hands were softer than mine, which was like a little
That
weird.
that
But
says a lot. That says a
a-
lot.
anyways, I was like, look, man, like to be honest, this is probably gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done. You know, jujitsu can be unforgiving. So I was like, you need to think about that yourself. And
Right.
he didn't get the chopping wood analogy. And I was like,
Uh,
go chop some wood and then come and talk to me about it.
how old was he?
20, 21.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah, yeah.
sense. Well, because yeah, that makes sense. I mean, is he still doing jujitsu? Oh,
No. I haven't
He's
seen
not.
him. I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh yeah, well he gave up. He quit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But
he quit.
we'll see. Because I know people who disappeared and they've popped up years later.
Damn,
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
some of the people we know, like Andrew Bitar, uh, the other Andrew with the curly brown hair. He was like a masseuse. You know,
Was
they
it, was it? Did he have a kid?
both of them did.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but
I,
they disappeared. They were gone for 2 3 years pre-COVID, and then all of a sudden, both of them popped up again.
mm,
So never know.
nah, that's true. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, I don't think like a lot of people have like faced hardship. You know that's what I think. Like they haven't faced hardship outside of martial arts. You
Yeah,
know,
no, I agree with that. Yeah.
yeah. Like not saying like like a few people, I'm not saying you got to be, like homeless or come from like a broken home or anything like that, but
Hmm.
yeah, at least in your adult life, because I mean, life is unforgiving, not even martial arts, like life is unforgiving. I mean, you
Yeah,
need to you need to have eventually at some point face some hardship, in your adult life,
yeah.
you
You
know.
know, you and facing a task that's extremely tedious, that's going to take some time. At least
Mm.
being able to handle that, because that can mentally break people.
Oh, it can for
Yeah.
sure,
Like,
especially like oh,
go ahead, go ahead.
sorry, but especially like nowadays because we live in this uh well, hey, quote Israel Adesanya, the TikTok era. But I call it, I call the instant gratification era. With social media and you know, like damn, I'm trying to watch my words. We'll just say social media, okay? Well, like, well, like I said, we'll just say because of social media and
Hmm.
the image of this, perfect, unrealistic life and expectations. I think people have they want instant gratification, for little things that they do.
Hmm.
And unfortunately that's not how it works, especially in martial arts, man. You're not going to get successful at it, like this. I mean,
Right,
it's not gonna happen on any martial art. I'm not just talking about jujitsu. I'm talking about all of them.
right.
You know,
I think it would be clearer said, the point that both of us are trying to make. People need to experience failure.
they do.
You
You
know,
know, yeah,
like
yeah, they do.
uh, there's been, going back in past experience, there's been guys who've come up to me and be like, "Dude, I can't get this technique to work." I was like, "How many times have you tried it?" I don't know. I've only been
One
trying
time.
it for 2 weeks. I'm like, well, keep trying it. You know,
Mm,
recently there's been moves that Sugi showed us years ago that I've finally been able to do. Just finally been able to do live.
mm,
So, and I think that's something that people don't quite get. And people who haven't, people who are afraid of failing, um, that will bother them, just simply not being able to pull off a move. But, you and I both know you may not be able to do a move the first 100 times you've tried it, 200 times, 300 times, but that 301st time, you'll get it.
mm.
And then
Yeah.
the 310th time, you'll get it again. And then the
Mm,
315th, you'll get it again. And then your success rate on that specific move will just increase each time that you successfully hit it. But
mm,
you have to work. You have to work at it. You have to put time in. You have to try, 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 try. And that seems to be missing. And
mm,
to bring the point home, there was a young lady that I don't know if you were training with us. I don't know if you had gone to the army yet, but she came to the gym. She was there 2 weeks. The
mhm.
reason that she left was because she wanted to spar with men
Mm.
full pace, like full bore, 100%. She was
Okay.
like 5'1", 110, 115, maybe 120, 25 pounds, something like that. Small woman.
Mhm.
So she was getting mad because guys was telling her no, like you're gonna get hurt.
Mhm.
So um she partnered with me. She was like, I want you to go 100%. And at the time, I was still probably about 225. So I was close to, if not 100 pounds heavier than her.
Well, that's 100 pound difference.
I was like, no, like you're gonna break something, you're gonna get hurt. And she got mad and
Mm,
she said something a little snippy. So I was like, I'm not doing this. I will roll with you, but I'm not going 100%. I don't want to be responsible for you getting hurt.
right.
And, she made some comment about men and women. There's no difference.
Was
And I
it?
was like,
Was it what 5'1"? You said 5'1".
5'1", 125.
Was it Katie?
No,
No, I'm about to say, like,
hell
we know.
no.
I was like, wait a minute. Well, of course I know her, but okay, that's somebody different. All right, my bad.
No, no, no.
I miss Katie a lot. I'm not gonna lie, because I used to spar with her a lot in the Muay Thai sparring. I miss her a lot. Well, I'm
Uh,
sorry. Continue.
I think she moved back to the area.
She did?
I think she did. I'll message her. I'll find out.
Okay, okay.
But anyway, so long story short, she
Right.
quits.
Uh-huh.
And she quit because she said no guy would spar with me 100%. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. So cool,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Right.
Then after she quit, she asked me how long it took me to get my blue belt. And I said, about 2 years. And she goes, oh, nobody has time for that. It'd be more reasonable if it was like 4 months. I'm like, okay, yeah, she's not cut out for this. I was like, no, that's not going to work, right? Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
after COVID, she messages me and she goes, "You were right." I was like, "Right about what?" So she tried jujitsu again, joined a different gym, and
Uh-huh.
convinced the guy to go 100% on her, and she ended up breaking. I think she broke her arm.
Ouch. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you." I told her, "I'm sorry that happened to you, but you know, there's a significant size and strength advantage that men have over women. You know,
Just naturally,
just
not even training, just
right.
naturally, you know.
So, and I don't know a hill of beans about this guy, but don't ever partner with him again because that was a
Yeah.
bad judgment call on his end to agree to that. And on top of that, I don't know how big he was.
Yeah.
She wanted me to go 100% with her, and at the time I was 100 pounds, just about heavier. I was like, oh, this is getting a little hairy.
Right. Right.
So
But I mean, I don't know. I think that goes to the modern era. We have this thinking that men and women are the same. I mean, like I said, from a human rights perspective, I think everybody should have the same rights and can do the same things. But there are clear natural biological differences. Like again, the strength. I'm just naturally stronger than you as a man, and you're a woman. It's not even a comparison.
right,
I don't even know why that's an argument. Like, it's not an argument. So you, like I said, like I said, a woman can bear children. I can't bear children. That's just fact. You
right.
know, and that's why we need women, and that's why women need us. But
On that note, did you hear about that artificial womb that keeps being floating around, or well, not keeps being, but it's information and articles about an artificial womb has been floating around.
an artificial womb. So who
Yeah.
who created this? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Uh, I want to say it was developed in Korea, but they successfully gestated a goat.
Mm,
So if they can do that, people probably aren't far behind.
man, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's like I think there's it's a lot of uh, artificial things going on in the world. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, just way too much fake stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on that because if I ever want to clone myself, that might be a good option.
I would like a natural birth version of me. I would like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, oh dude, you haven't seen my no, never mind. You'll see him soon enough. My minions,
Yeah.
little jerks. They started training BJJ.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is they do some techniques cleaner and more efficiently than I do. And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
that's good because they're young too. So
"Y-
the fact that they're learning young is good.
yeah, man. Like when they're 15, 16 years old, I cannot wait to whoop their ass.
Just with the old man strength.
Yeah,
That,
dude, I
yeah,
think I already have old man strength.
yeah. I mean, you gotta improve on that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like how old are they? How old are they now?
Um, 7 and 9.
No, they're not too far off.
Mm-mm. So
They're
I'm
not
looking
too.
forward to it. And there's some kids that there's some like 14 and 15-year-olds in Chantilly that they're big. They're like the size of full-grown men and they fight like full-grown men. There's this one kid who is, at the time I met him, we were the same size, same height, same weight. I thought he
Mm,
was like 18 or 19. And
mm,
his dad was in the adults class with us, and he goes, "Oh, I see you met my son." I was like, "Yeah, he's tough. Damn, he uh,
mm.
he almost submitted me a few times." He goes, "Guess how old he is?" I was like, 19, 18, something like that. I was totally wrong. Kid was 14 years old. I was like, I was looking around like, well, damn,
Right.
yeah. And even now, it's like a year and a half later or whatever. He got
Mm,
bigger. He's like 5'11", 220, or 5'10", 220, something like that. And we have this rivalry going on where I'll look at him and I'll make like googly eyes like this and I'll like point at him, you know,
uh,
just to make him uncomfortable. And he's like looking at me like, uh-oh. And, I'm joking around, right? But I
yeah.
think he gets that old man coming towards me, authority fear, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
He, he's 15?
15,
Like,
5'11", 220.
so this man just walking around school like just daring somebody to try him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I was
Oh,
um I was talking to his dad, and his dad is like, yeah, like the other kids are scared of him. Like he's walking around and nobody's talking to him, and he's like stone faced. I'm like, well, yeah, he's a freaking giant.
he's a giant. Yeah,
Yeah,
tell him you need to, talk to the women more. That'll soften him up.
yeah.
That'll soften him up.
But let me tell you though, on paper, if he wanted to be a monster, like there's very little kids out there in his school that could stop him
Right,
because you know I'm not a small dude. I'm smaller than him now. But
right.
if he's giving me trouble
Uh-uh.
at my level, then yeah,
Yeah.
nah.
So yeah, especially like I said nowadays, like a lot of kids don't even like, go outside for, 15-minute walks. So what I'm saying, he can easily like dominate like almost pretty much the majority, about 90% of kids his age.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. Because only a kid that like plays sports like football or like basketball can even like somewhat give him a challenge. I'm not even going to say they're going to win, but
Or wrestling.
or wrestling.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you that's
Well, yeah,
it.
for sure, wrestling. I think wrestling obviously gives him the hardest challenge. I mean, that's an obvious one.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is he did I think he's done high school wrestling, at least one season.
Uh,
So he knows everything they know,
nice,
plus more.
nice, nice.
Uh,
That's what's up. Does he do striking a lot or no?
no. I haven't seen him in Muay Thai.
Just grappling.
Just grappling. In fact, if he did Muay Thai, I would retire. I would stay away from him. It's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go over here and not get my ass whooped again. Thank you.
Yeah,
So, all
nah,
right,
man.
Charles, it is about that time.
Is that time?
Hmm.
All right.
I'll
Well,
leave the final closing statements to you, sir.
oh man. Well, I'm glad we had this, opportunity finally for me to be on the podcast. Like I said, I will try to make it on tomorrow because I'm trying to also go to Chantilly tomorrow as well.
Oh, you are.
Well, I'm try to. So
Ooh.
because I got
Um.
I got I got invited out. That's why.
Oh, well, tell you what. We don't worry
Mhm.
about coming on tomorrow's stream.
Mhm.
We can do another one on the weekend, like Friday or something.
Like Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can do
Yeah.
that.
All right. Yeah. I hope, like I said, hopefully, like I said, next time we'll, go into more like details. I want to like go into more details about, myself and obviously like, the dynamic between like you and also like stuff about Korea too.
Yeah, you know what? We can do that, and let's do it this way. I won't stream it on Twitch, and that way
Mhm.
we can be a little bit more free, if you see what I mean.
Oh yeah, because like so disclaimer like to everybody out there who don't know me, I am very well he knows
Yeah.
I'm very
Dis
I'm a parental anniversary over here.
You mean advisory?
Advisory, yeah, my bad. Parental and parental advisory, explicit content.
Explicit
Yeah.
content. Oh,
Yes.
dude, I saw some episodes of your boy Mr. Organic.
Oh yeah. Now I've like I said, because I've been so busy, I haven't like watched every episode, but I watched a few. I've been
Yeah.
keeping up with them a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
No, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of like I'm a fan of them, like both of them for just being them and also like what we talked about tonight. Like they are examples of never giving up.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with the backgrounds that they have.
Yeah.
So
All right. I'll
yeah.
talk to you later, sir.
All right. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah. Be easy.
I see you.